Hello, welcome to Emulsion on Rumble. This is episode 5, and we're going to talk about miniatures. I have one fine example that I think is pretty good. It's a ship at sea. Some of you may be into cinematography, and you may remember or know about Trip to the Moon, a 1902 film that first introduced perspective photography and special effects. But this is similar to a lot of the stuff you see on Instagram and Facebook, where they have the miniatures and you get close up or something and it looks like a real world but they're miniatures, or where like them placing a G.I. Joe figure or something like that, or Star Wars figure, and in a sand dune, and it looks like they're on the planet with the sand and stuff. This is where we were at and I just did an episode on beach pictures, and this may be included in that. We were staying in a condo, and they had these models in there of ships and stuff. So I decided to, under protest of my wife, I decided to take one down to the beach and kept good care of it. And I got low. So here's some tips too. I got low on right up on the ship. The ship's here, and I got low. And I took a wide angle, so use a wide enough angle where you can focus on your object and get some of that background focus too. Using a telephoto, you get right up on that ship or whatever you're doing, and there's no perspective to where it is. You can't tell if it's a miniature or an actual big one. So this way, getting back, you get that ocean or forest or whatever, and this thing up front, and it looks like it's part of that world. So keep something, you want to keep it in focus and have some of your background in focus and everything. Get low on it and have it in the foreground. And that's what we do with this ship. We put the ocean back there. And you'll see seagulls flying through, which is pretty neat because they timed it just right. I have a series of the photographs. In this one, you'll probably just, I may put it in here, but the seagulls came by flying here, and then one flew here. Now, of course, I couldn't crop it certain ways because I'd lose my seagulls. So I could, if I wanted to put, let's say I'm doing a product and I want to use my ship, and I can just put the ship on it like the face of a watch, but there's not enough room to, put the bird in that, so I got to crop the bird out. But if I want to do a banner or a poster or whatever, I can keep the bird in, however I crop it. So there's some restrictions once you go to putting it on things, your product labels or things like that. And my cat. And so, come on, kitty. But that's in the after. That's after you get your picture, because you can't, in the real world, when you're taking things, you're bound to the rules of what's happening, to nature basically. But the bird came in at the right time, right around in here. The ship's right here, another bird's right here. You got the ocean, the clouds, enough room to see the sky and everything. All right, so then afterwards I took the ship back to the hotel, but not before I took a picture of my foot next to the ship so you could see it's a small model. Get low on your subject, use a wide enough angle to get the background and keep your object in focus, and not too focused that you see the miniature, the little handcrafted things on there, like brush strokes and stuff, but you can see flags or whatever, it looks like it's in the real world. All right, the other thing is, if you're videoing, same principle, but if you're videoing, you want your, let's say you're shooting 24 frames a second, you'll want your shutter set double that, around 40 to 50 or something like that. Get a little motion blur, in your film, like in regular life. You don't want to stage it too perfect, unless you do, but and I think like if you're using, 60 frames a second, you go 120 shutter, things like that. And with this ship at sea, you can add tags like pirates or sailors, or do military, use it for stock photography. But with People might want to do blogs about history, or blogs about sailing, or blogs about old ships, or news about a new ship, or coming to port, or contrast between old and new ships. And now they have an example of an old ship. So using it for stock agency is a good idea. You can use ship pictures like this on pirate theme birthday cards, things like that. Fishing news. It's a great editorial picture. So whenever you're out, if you're traveling, or if you have models at home and that, think about using those. And it's fine doing on Instagram and Facebook. I think that's a fad to take the superheroes and do all that. But you also can do other things, that have when you're out and you see those ships or those models of airplanes or whatever. Don't hesitate to, go on the balcony, and you can have someone hold it, and then you take the picture with the sky in the background. Now, of course, if you see that, if the model has any kind of branding on it, you can still use it and use it for editorials, but you can also crop that out as you're taking the picture. You don't want to use the branding things on there unless you have approval for commercial work. But all in all, there's no real rules for it. You just take the picture and you get it the way you want it. But what I've found it's just like this. I just got behind it, got low enough to try to cut the sand out, got the waves coming in, rolling in, some might even crash some, and then the sky and the birds coming in. So basically it'd be the same thing as taking a picture of a real ship. It's just smaller, and you have to have it more in the foreground. Thank you for watching.